President Pavlopoulos, President Higgins, Your Excellencies, and dear friends, I trust that you have all read the quote in the programme introducing this evening. It states, if you haven't, let me quote it. It states, "If liberty and equality, as is thought by some, are chiefly to be found in democracy, they will be best attained when all persons alike share in government to the utmost." These are the words of Aristotle, the great philosopher, who spent many years of his life studying right here, under Plato, perhaps where we are sitting in what was the first school of higher education in the world. The wisdom of the great Athenian sages laid the foundations for how the Western world has approached problems and challenges ever since. And we like to think that their spirit informs our endeavours at the annual Athens Democracy Forum here in Greece. We certainly hope that by giving Aristotle's name to the keynote address of the forum, we are figuratively sitting at his knee and continuing the inquiries he began 2,400 years ago. That is, I believe, what he intended when he wrote the words I quoted. Democracy and the liberty and equality it offers, he declared, require never-ending work and participation by all. Democracy is not an idea or a system of government that is static or immutable. On the contrary, it is forever changing and adapting as the world changes and evolves. This is what we have been learning in the debates of recent days, and this is what we trust our eminent speakers will address this evening. We are very honoured that President Higgins of Ireland will be delivering this year's Aristotle address. It is also most appropriate as he has used his time in office to address issues concerning justice, social equality, and social inclusion. Not only Aristotle, but the entire Greek political thought revolves around the concept of justice. So, Your Excellency, we look forward to your thoughts. And we have a very special treat. After President Higgins' address, as Bernard-Henri Lévy, sitting over there, will conclude this session in this emblematic building in the ancient Agora with a prayer on the Acropolis, continuing a tradition sent by another French philosopher of a different century, Ernest Renan. So let me take this opportunity to also thank you all, our audience, for taking part and for all of our speakers. And I would like to thank Achilles Saltas, my colleague, who has worked incredibly hard to put this event together. He was the father of this event 7 years ago, and it is so impressive to see how it has grown, and that's really down to your endeavours, Achilles. Perhaps you've been overdoing it this year, but thank you very much for everything you've done. I would also like to thank our sponsors who have brought this event to reality. We've had a record 30 sponsors this year, and I think, again, it shows how this event has grown over the last 7 years. I'd particularly like to thank our headline sponsors, the International Chamber of Commerce and Facebook, and the many others that you heard about this morning. So actually, please give them a generous round of support, otherwise we wouldn't be here today.